And hello everybody, we should now be live. Excellent, we are. Good. Hello everyone, welcome to the usual Sunday Tricore stream. Welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 2. And welcome back to the timeline time travel park. Haven't quite come up with a name for it yet. Hello Austin, Rory, Barger is here, Bias Studios is here as well. Hello folks. So last time we got quite a lot of work done on this park. We built our Permian era exhibit, we built our Triassic era exhibit, and we were getting started building our Jurassic era exhibits. Now unfortunately I haven't had the opportunity to go back and do some decorative work, so I might do a little bit of that to begin with, especially down just sort of along the route here. So I'm going to get started with a little bit of that, and then we're going to design the second Jurassic enclosure, and hopefully start on the first of the Cretaceous enclosures. We'll see how it goes. It's nice to see old games being kept relevant, Barger. There are quite a lot of old classic games from my childhood that are kind of in a similar state. They're being kept basically really popular because people are making mods for them still. Now, last time we were having a look to see what sort of design pieces we wanted to use along this monorail. We have a lot of options here, and I'd quite like to use maybe a different decoration for each section. So, and maybe use these for tunnels. As well. That works quite well. Okay, so we're going to use two of these to create a tunnel, basically. We'll line it up to there. No, it needs to be a little more sort of over, doesn't it? Sort of like there. So something like that, and we'll grab that one. We're basically going to do something similar on this side. Like that. Oh, that's nowhere near It's nowhere near level, is it? Is that more? That's more in the middle. Perfect. I really like how that looks. Yeah, I think that works quite nicely. Maybe if we like put a few bushes and stuff just to bed them in, but I think that will look quite nicely. The Lystrosaurus being next to the Permian is fitting as it survived from the late Permian to the early Triassic. Yeah, so on the other side of this, so the other timeline, we'll have the Permian era. We'll have the Lystrosaurus here as we in the first enclosure. You should have some lagoon islands for the Jurassic. Well, the problem was in this area I wanted something that was quite herbivore based. I think for these two Jurassic eras, we'll try and do something that's a bit more like islandy based. So you have a distinct difference between the two sides. Did you play the Lego Jurassic World video game? I did not. I did play the original Lego Star Wars games, but those are the only ones that I had. I think in terms of decoration for along the Permian era, I quite like sort of using these flaming torches. I think they have quite a Permian aesthetic to them. So I'm going to put in 4, 5, 6, and we'll grab some of the flag posts as well. And we'll just line them along the route. So one there. I think that's actually a bit close to the monorail. Let's have them about there. Yeah, that's better. Kyodenics mod really does make this supremely easy. That could do with a bit of a bigger gap, I think. About there. Yeah, that's a bit better. We'll put in one of the flag posts just to provide a little difference. Lovely. We've got 1, 2 and a flag, 1, 2, and then the tunnel. I think that would work. Hello, that Commander Cody. How are you doing? That one basically in there. And then you have... Yeah, I think that works. They're all relatively straight. Gives us some backing to the monorail. What do people think? Suitably Permian-esque? Obviously there's some planting and stuff to go in there, but I think that looks pretty decent. I think for this area here, we'll put in some of the fountains. So I want to create quite a nice set of water features with the fountain pieces. So 1, 2, 3, it's quite a wide piece of water, this. So I want it to basically kind of be like the water is kind of rushing through from this side and coming out from here. That I think would be okay. Next one. And one more would fit in that gap, wouldn't it? So one more just in there. Lovely. It's not 100% straight, but that's fine. We can hide that. We've got to work with the tolerances that we have here. Add some much needed movement, I think, to this enclosure. Best prehistoric fish? Asked Rory. To me, it's Stegosaurus, just because it's really flippin' strange. Dunkleosteus is probably second favourite, but if it had to be a type of fish, it would be Stegosaurus, just because the weird anvil on the skull is... It's not like any modern day shark. What sort of decoration piece shall we use for this Triassic era enclosure here? Oh, actually, well, before I do that, I better put in... we need to put in the dividing gate here. Where shall we put it? Roughly there? So... about there. Yep. Open. And then obviously again we'll put in the fence line that we will hide later on. And then just like the other gates, we'll use the Jurassic wall sections just so we have a continuous theme running through the park. There's one. And there's two. Least favorite is the new Goldfish Dunkleosteus. So Barger, I kind of agree with you there. Not because I think it looks weird, but because I think it doesn't look hydrodynamically effective. Like, the new Dunkleosteus shape is really... It doesn't look like the sort of thing an underwater predator would evolve in terms of shape to be streamlined and fast through the water. You know, if you look at sharks or tuna or other predatory fish, they're not short and fat. They're long and quite narrow. The only kind of short and fat fish are piranha, but they're quite thin from a cross-section, which obviously Dunkleosteus is not. Dunkleosteus is wide, and the new design is wide and fat and short, which to me does not strike fast fish. I'm doing okay, Joshua. How are you? What kind of decoration would I add to Jurassic World Evolution 2, Bias? I came up with a lot of ideas for my CEO video. I think the number one that stuck with me from that video was the idea that we could do with placeable vehicles. So all the Jeeps, all the tour vehicles, maybe the helicopters, we should be able to just place them as decorative objects. I think that's the one that stuck with me the most. I kind of want to do these tunnels on each section. What do you folks think? Do we think we should have these awning tunnels either side of the gates, or just have this one there and do something different each side? What do people think? I want you guys to give me plenty of inspiration for this park. Just the one side, says Glitzbog. Yeah, because, I mean, over here we haven't got it. I mean, I suppose what we could do is you could have the awnings on this side, so when you're going into the next enclosure, you have these awnings, but when you're coming through, you don't. So we would have them again at this end. So what decoration shall we use for the Triassic enclosure here? Do we want to go with the trees, or do we go with the sails? I think the sails have a sort of... I feel like they have a kind of a sauropod-esque feel to them, so I might use them for the Jurassic enclosures. I feel I kind of like their sauropod-esque design. We do also have these these can actually also be used as tunnels. Let me just show you. So, whoops. Where did they just go? Right, let me just show you how these can work. So, if you put two of them down, because their design is actually quite strange. If you have a look, they're actually on these buttresses. So you can have them sticking over things and it work quite well. So you can see you can actually create your own sort of tunnels like that. Leave the spikes, so leave the sails for the Jurassic period. Righto. Yeah, so I think you're probably right with using these trees just to line it, because actually we wouldn't need that many either. What, 1, 2, and 3 maybe? Fletcher, here's an idea. Build a park with only the original species from the first Carnivores game. Well, I haven't played Carnivores, so I'd probably need your help to tell me what species that would consist of. So there's one set of trees, and then we'll put in the other set of trees there. Actually, I think just 2 sets of trees would actually do it. Unless we want to put in some in this water. Actually, I think that works. I think that looks quite good. Let's get rid of that random conifer here. There we go. Yeah, I think that works. Because they kind of like are sitting on their own little concrete islands, and we can put in some rock features and stuff along there just to bed them in. I think that looks quite nice. What's your opinion on the Utahraptor? I know a lot of people want the Utahraptor to come to the game, but I honestly think we have too many animals now that are too much like it. We have Deinonychus, we have the overinflated Velociraptors, we have Atrociraptor, we have Pyroraptor. Pyroraptor is basically Utahraptor. So I don't think we need Utahraptor. I would rather have, say, Brachiosaurus than Utahraptor. I would rather have Protoceratops than Utahraptor. Would rather have Tarbosaurus than Utahraptor. You know, you get the idea. There's a lot of species that I would rather have that I actually think would bring something to the game. Not that I actually think the game needs more species, actually, either. Like, I think in terms of species, we're fine. We don't need any more. It's everything else we need now. There we go. There's our little time travel tunnel thing there. Glorious. Now for over here, we're gonna obviously the landmass is underneath the level of the railway. So for decoration, we could have it. I don't know where could we have it sort of here, and have like a wall of them. That would be a lot of these pieces being needed. Let's do like a small section and see how it goes. So there's what, 1, and there's 2, 3, and we have, that seems like it's too low. So 4. I have time to maybe stick 1 more in before that train gets here. What do we think? How does that look? I mean, the monorail is... The monorail doesn't hit any of them, which is the first part. But what do we think that looks? You know, what do we think for that? Ah, the pillars are disappearing. That's good. That's a good point. So it looks nice, but the pillars have disappeared. Oh wow, the hitbox on these is huge. They would have to be there for the hitbox not to be affected. You know, I'm not really, I don't really mind that. Okay, let's pull them a little bit away then. The only problem is they're gonna each have to be individually lowered. Oh, there we go. The pillars are back now. That's good. Thank you for pointing that out, Bias Studios. Well spotted. But you know, I do like that actually. I do think that looks really quite nice. Yeah. So let's continue putting the rest in.
There's nothing to be scared of.
So Fletcher, all the creatures I listed could be used in a park with only carnivores creatures. Okay.
It's a big question.
I mean, this park and the Great Britain Park, obviously I need to do tours around them for the channel. Once these parks are completed, I will probably... I've got a couple of other parks I want to build, like, that I've had ideas for. But I will add your idea to the list, dude. Oh, this is going to require a lot of these decorative pieces. But luckily, we're not really building too, we're not going to be using massive amounts of decoration in the other sort of areas of the park, like the guest areas, which is where you'd normally see lots of decorative use. So I think we should be okay. So here's another one. Up we go. And up we go.
Okay, so one of those buttons should be your leg stance. Do you have any idea what that button is?
Obviously, the next video for the channel is going to be the Fallen Kingdom retrospective,
I think it might be
which
your
I've
number 3.
almost finished all the audio edit for.
The bottom middle row.
Then after that, it's mostly just getting screen caps and stuff. I will let people know it's already about. It's going to be about a 2-hour long video, so it's going to be the sort of thing. It's going to be the sort of thing you put on in the background and just listen to while you're doing other stuff. There won't be anything on screen really that needs lots of watching. Let's just remove that pillar.
It's 5. That is your plank stance. Do you know what that means? That's the button that makes everything attack you. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix a hotbar like yesterday. It's so bad.
Having to do a little bit of hodgepodging here because some of I wasn't 100% perfect in my angling for these monorails.
No. You'll only press it once. So
But
probably
we're just about there.
I'll put it in the bottom right at the moment.
Getting there. Frontier, when there's a glitch the community finds. It's an intentional glitch, exactly. Hello, Tobuso. My lord, we can't need too many more of these. We're almost there.
Did you see the video I sent you? Oh yeah, right, sorry.
Maybe one or two more.
I apologize. Eastern time is -4.
One more, I think. That will do it.
Daylight savings.
Lovely.
Do you have an R back to R4 at some random time in spring? Okay,
So we have our wonderful. It's very decorative.
That's a diva.
Definitely adds quite a flair to this enclosure, I think. What's my opinion on Camp Cretaceous? I don't really have an opinion on it. So, firstly, I have never watched it, so I can't really grade it based on that. You know, it's not fair for me to criticize it when I haven't seen it. But at the same time, I don't want to see it, and I think it's entirely the wrong sort of program to stick the Jurassic World franchise on top of. It's a kids show. And I don't really think that's what it should be. I think Jurassic Park is a bit more scary, a bit more. You know, it should be aimed at adult audiences, not children, is what I'm saying. You know, we should have some serious Jurassic Park stuff, not just kids Jurassic Park stuff. I also don't particularly like the Scorpius Rex. I think that was silly. Yeah, it's just not my sort of TV program. I would much rather watch something with a bit more seriousness to it, and it be live action and not an animated children's show, basically. But that's just my opinion. I know quite a lot of people like it, and you know, more the power to you for finding something enjoyable. You know, we don't have to like everything in this world. I think that's something that people kind of often forget, especially on online communities. You know, people have this perception that everybody has to like the stuff that you yourself like, and I don't think so. You know, variety is the spice of life. People can find different things interesting. Doesn't mean you can't be friends with those people. Doesn't mean you ignore those people. Everyone has their own interests. Lovely. I'm just gonna dash on some snow up here just to because we are in Canada after all. So what shall we do down here for our next herbivore enclosure? I'd quite like to do something with Stegosaurus. I think some Stegosaurus. Maybe some Diplodocus. A Jurassic Park horror game, if it's like Alien Isolation, would be great. Okay, so we're just going to put in the invisible fence line. Excellent. One invisible fence line. And yeah, I think Stegosaurus in here. Now for Stegosaurus, I don't know. I haven't got to that point yet in the database, so I don't know any good skins for it.
Arms length over as well.
Howangosaurus. Is Howango Jurassic? I thought it was. Let's see if I can find my old skin database for Stegosaurus. YouTube. No, it's best skins, male and female, skin database.
You actually had a level 80 Dark Knight book.
Right, let's leave that to load up and have a look.
Before today, you didn't even express interest in playing.
I think an Alien Isolation inspired dinosaur horror game where you're hunted by the Indominus Rex. I would rather probably make it the Raptors, because the Indominus Rex is just too big. A Dino Crisis movie would be quite fun, definitely. I don't get people's interest in the Indominus Rex, to be honest, because it's not that impressive. It's not that interesting. It's just, I mean, I honestly always thought the Indominus Rex design they went for was quite boring, actually. I didn't think it was crazy enough for this super powered hybrid. I think it was too much like a T-Rex. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of the hybrids anyway. I think it's always been my problem with Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is that they're both built on this premise that no one goes to a dinosaur theme park anymore to see the dinosaurs because they're not impressive, and I just don't buy that argument. Exactly, Glitz. It was just another big theropod. Right. Stegosaurus. Skins in the skin database. Let's have a look. Stego. What do these do then? So... purple, creaming grey, orange, red, fireplace, red, white spots. Okay. So Gambia River Basin and Pulcrana. Let's have all 6 of you. I want this one to be quite heavy on the Stegosaurs. Well, actually, I mean, got 6. 6 makes for a reasonably good pack of Stegosaurus, I think. We need another species of Jurassic animal, I think. How can we have them living alongside? Let's have them alongside Dippy, maybe. Dippy? No. Let's go for Brachiosaurus, actually. It is the obvious Jurassic period animal, but there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to go for the 2001 skin because it's my favourite. And I'm going to go with 4 Brachiosaurus. The first half of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was the plot of Jurassic Park The Lost World. Yep. And the second half tried too much to be a horror movie. Yeah, exactly, Bug. I would fully agree with you there. That is basically the AoE version of Right, let's just put this onto fast forward so we can get our animals into the enclosure. So obviously this area in the middle is going to be where we stick all our lagoons, basically. How big? Actually looking at it. Okay, so the lagoons will fit in here. What I'm thinking of doing is probably just like having them as like surround them in path and have them as like single sections all the way along, and then have the path and stuff around them and in between them. Obviously somewhere where we also need to put in the tour ride buildings, which are going to go through the enclosures as well. That'll probably be the thing I do last, thinking about it. Right, so I suppose it's time to think about our early Cretaceous period. Now this might be where I get some help from folks that are watching, so I need to know what sort of animals we're looking at for early Cretaceous period. Based on what we have in game, of course. A fight has begun. It's a bit rude. Let's grab this one. Brachiosaurus is early Cretaceous, is it? Okay. Do these guys have enough food? Nope, they need ground fruit and ground fiber. Ground fruit and ground fiber. Okay.
Those are AoEs that use your blood gauge. So they cost blood gauge to use, but they're
ground fiber. Ground fiber. Ground fiber and ground fruit. What's ground fruit? Ah, the ferns. The ferns are ground fruits. Okay.
So that's single target. So put that with your single targets. And then just change 8 and 7 around. And then figure 9 to minus for now. Basically, they're both the same thing.
It is Cretaceous, but I don't know if it's early Cretaceous. Remember, the Cretaceous period is the longest period in the Mesozoic, so I'm not sure what precise section of the Cretaceous period we're looking at for the Werho. Says late Jurassic to early Cretaceous. Okay, so the Werhosaurus could fit in here. What other animals have we got in game that are early Cretaceous? I'm thinking we probably want a meat eater because we've just had 2 herbivore enclosures, so we probably want a carnivore enclosure.
So, for instance, for me, I would do this is my one.
We are not having combies in this. No combies. The combies are too small to be seen from the monorail, really. I'm okay with the Lagoon Islands, but no combies. These guys are obviously going to need tool nuts. Okay. Tool nuts. actual nut trees. Yeah, I think Steggies and Brackies look quite good there.
So what's your name called, by the way?
Is Minmi early Cretaceous?
Your name, what's it called? So your
Baryonyx. Let's see if I can. Let's go early Cretaceous dinosaurs.
Or jump to conclusions. Are you happy with that being answer?
From the early Cretaceous, let's see. Acrocanthosaurus, Amargasaurus, Baryonyx, obviously, Deinonychus, Giganotosaurus, Iguanodon, Mutabura, Niger, Minmi, Nodo, Urano. Okay. Tyrannotitan, Suchomimus. Okay, there are some big dinosaur species we could put in here. I mean, Acrocanthosaurus is a clear possibility. Especially since no one liked him on Evo's stream yesterday. Like, absolutely no one voted for Acro. I was shocked. I mean, we could try to split. I mean, it's not exactly a huge enclosure, but we could try to have. Give the Acro a section and give like a Suchomimus a section. And have Sucho and Acro. What do we think? I feel like giving maybe give the Acrocanthosaurus like a high section. Like that. Maybe a bit bigger. Yeah, something like that. And then let's put the water in.
That's the base here, by the way. That's what you get at level 0.
And we'll just have like a river that kind of runs through.
Yeah.
But we'll use the river to kind of mark the divide between the two.
Somewhere called unmanned.
And then we can have like lots of tributaries coming off for the Sucho.
People to give enemy, then jump to them. That's how you start fights normally. For now, I put that on 9.
Yeah, so we have like a Sucho section and then the Acrocanthosaurus section. Rank the Jurassic World Evolution 2 maps. I'm not going to do that, Bias, because that's actually a video I have planned. It's on the list of videos I have planned to do. So I don't want to give it away. Just want to create some slightly raised terrain around this swamp. just to make it look a little
You're level 80 right now, right?
less flat.
So I need to work up until living shadow. So you see the top right of your bar free? Could you move that away from me, please? Just move that to bar 2 for me for a second. Yep. What's the thing that was below that on bar 3?
Slope.
Okay, move that to bar 2 as well.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, your C2 move to bar 3.
What else do you want to rank?
Pretty cool.
So basically the next sort of simple videos I want to do is like rank the maps, do the top 5 or top 10 worst skins, and do like a top 5 or 10 most overrated dinosaur species. And then after that, I don't know. Maybe do some like ratings for individual dinosaur groups. So like rate the sauropods, rate the ceratopsians, rate the small carnivores, etc. What sort of... I quite like the idea of having 2 different biomes here, or like having one biome for the Acrocanthosaurus that kind of fades into another. So what should we do for this particular enclosure?
Okay, C6, what is that? Is that carbon spit?
Let's just
Yes, it is. Okay,
put
move that to R1, please.
a ton of sand down just to
The thing that was
give us a
R1,
blank
so move it to
canvas.
Okay, and move the thing that was beside its bar 3 2, please. As well as the thing
There's
beside
our
that.
blank canvas.
Shadow wall.
Let's actually put in the invisible...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, okay.
wall here.
But still need to do what I'm doing now for it. I have every class unlocked, I just need to do this with astrologian instead.
Obviously this section we're going to need to give
And
him...
move your C7 to C equals.
Going to need to give him some water. So here, that will be his water to drink from.
See your C4.
Yeah, so what do people think about environments here? What should we do?
Move that to C minus for me, please. Move your 6 and 7.
Maybe do like some, maybe like a redwood forest going into like a desert, maybe for the Suku. Is there any way that we can make this sand look less bright? Oh no, look brighter. Actually,
that. C7 to C5. Oh, that's better. I'm doing this to help you.
You know, that creates
I'm Irish, we do that.
quite a nice effect, I think. It's still pretty, still pretty sandy, but you've got, it's just a lighter sort of sand. I think that works. Kind of looks like a salt flat, doesn't it? In a way.
Move your 0 to 7. Move your C9 to 6.
I think swamps for fish eaters, it's a bit...
Okay, I can understand this now. Jesus Christ.
What's the word I'm looking for? Overdone. It seems like the go-to for everyone is when they've got a fish eater, let's put it in a swamp. I think that's a bit played out. I think there's a lot more that you can do.
Could you move your sea sound to C8, please?
I want this to kind of be like a bit of a bit of the sand that we're going to have down here. So that's just
in your bar free. Yeah, I
make that sort of there. So it's like a got a dune here.
All the way to the top left.
I think we're going to stick with like a desert for the Sugo, but we will give them,
Bottom right, all the way to the top left. That one.
you know, a fair amount of vegetation.
Then move the prize that we just moved to the middle top. Okay. Then use move to one above.
Don't want to put in too much of this.
Yeah, Rampart, move that to the next one. Yep.
I want there to be quite a lot of
So
the water still.
So reprisal is an AoE around you, which reduces all enemies' damage by 10%. And then Rampart gives you 20% mitigation. The next one
Yeah, and then if we put in these redwoods, we're gonna have to lay some naturally, I think, manually even. Have some sort of there and there.
This is why we don't take level 30 classes to level 80 or even.
I'll put some on this mountainside. That's better. Yeah, and then we can use something.
Anyway.
Can you give me an idea or an inspiration for what kind of enclosure should I make in my California park?
So C on your bar free, I'm just going to the coordinates, is going to be 3, 2 for a column, second row from the bottom. Yeah, move that to
Make something for your Alamosaurus. Make a desert style enclosure for a sauropod.
2 across the left, 1 up.
There you go.
There we go.
That's my idea for you.
Dark missionary is what's dark missionary? Yeah, it's fine. So you know the one you just moved down? Move that up 1. So see the wall which has the little dot coming out of it? Move that to your minus. Leg sweep you can move across by 1. And then the one below that is arm's length. Yep, keep that there. And then one beside that is provoke. Okay, keep that there. You see those 3 diamonds in like a crosshair?
Let's put in some rocks now.
On bar 2. Move that in between the legs.
To make this look suitably desert, I'm going to have to do a lot of manual
Now I can actually comprehend what's on your bar.
foliage planting, but I think we can get away with using
So, we'll
these
start with bar 3, because that's probably going to be easier. Because
shrubby plants down here.
I have most of the same abilities on my gun breaker.
Like, I want it to be kind of like a desert that's
You can change it
Not
whatever you want in a second, it's just so I can easily tell you
overly
what these are.
vegetated, but you know, there is some stuff here.
I mean, I'm sure we're learning from my time.
Something more like a savanna. Although it still looks very much like a salt flat, to be honest. Rocky terrain for Dimetrodons. Right, we need to place in then our desert trees. Let's start with the ones that are under the tropicals, so plenty of palms. Some of these will shift around a bit.
What are my...
It's snowing in the desert. It can happen, by the way. there are occasions where it does snow in the desert.
Just in case you're wondering, the other tripod server is me.
Okay, glorious. Let's shrink these down. Turning trees into bushes is one of my favorite things to do with Kyodenics mod. You can really, you know, turn some of these quite exaggerated palms into some pretty nice little shrubby bushes. Same with the banana palm. Just shrink it down. You've got a bit of a fern. Gonna shrink one of these palms down just about halfway, so it's not as tall. Nice. Same over here. I'm going to shrink this one a little bit too. It's quite nice. I think maybe if we stick a few random cacti around here. Gonna, oops, grab this tree, shrink it all the way down. That's alright. Where are the other viewers? I feel awkward just talking to you. I know, it does seem that people are lurking quite a bit at the moment.
So you've got this one here.
But, you know, I can't make people talk. If people don't want to talk, they don't want to talk. I also know that quite a few people seem disappointed that the War Thunder stream went wrong. Like, after I turned when the War Thunder stream went wrong, and after I sort of stopped it early, like, we lost like 7 subscribers. which kind of annoys because it wasn't my fault that it broke. It was very much War Thunder's fault. So, a bit gutted about that, but oh well. War Thunder claims to have actually fixed the problem, so I'm going to do some testing at some point, and hopefully we can do some War Thunder next week if I don't get the video finished. But I kind of want to get it finished, otherwise it's going to drag on. Oh damn! I need to put the invisible fencing in. So this one can have. Make sure it doesn't go too far into this river.
It gives you and everyone around you 10% mitigation, which is good. It's really good.
Yeah, and that gives the Suchomimus plenty of space to drink and eat from, so that'll do. Shall we get the Acro Canthosaurus placed in? The Acro has a lot of really nice skins, so I think it's going to be difficult just to pick one.
Use it on someone else. It will basically give that person immunity to all damage for 7 seconds as long as it doesn't exceed a quarter of their health. Very nice sharing.
Right, so over to you guys. For the Acrocanthosaurus, what... I'm going to divide this into the two skin sections. So what primary colour should we use for the Acrocanthosaurus? So thinking about, you know, not even including the pattern. Like, oh, I've got some other Acro designs in here. So of the main Acrocanthosaurus patterns, what do those other ones look like actually? Mods. Oh, that one must be a recent. Huh. Oh, Master Dots model. Oh, I see. A slightly different pattern of Acro. Okay, so of the basic Acrocanthosaurus colours, so that's the first row down to Gambia River Basin. What shall the main colour of the Acro be? Just give me a... Because these are all pretty close to what they actually come out as, to be honest. So Sonoran Desert. So Sonoran is... Sonoran ends up as a kind of a dark red, kind of a burnt orange almost. Amazon rainforest with Papyrana. So Amazon rainforest, Papyrana. So that would be orange stripes with the blue back and orange belly. Quite like that one. So we'll have one of that. How many do we think for this? 2?
It grabs entity away from someone else and onto you.
Maybe 3. I think 3 Acros. So let's do another one. So somebody else, so Bio Studios picked the first one, so somebody else give me some ideas.
That is just a straight interrupt. I put it there because it's very important.
The ocean is a bowl of soup.
I'll tell you more about that.
I suppose that's true in a way.
But that is all the tank stuff out of the way.
Mangrove forest is quite a nice.
1, 2, 3 is your main combo.
Mangrove forest and Pulcrana is one of my favorites, so I'm gonna stick that one in here. Mangrove forest and
Single target.
Pulcrana.
Is that kind of reflect that in your top bar. So your C1 is your long range attack to hit things from far away, and then you do 7 to jump to target, right?
Gambia River Basin and Pelophylax. Gambia River Basin, Pelophylax. That's. You're not sure on that one. That's cyan. That's sort of blue stripes with purple. Doesn't really work. Gambia River Basin and Calcarana or Lithobates works quite nicely. Let's go with Lithobates. We'll keep the Gambia River Basin. I'm just making guesses. This is why I need to get my database finished. I'm up to where am I up to? What's next? Minmite? No. So I've already done Mosa. Where am I up to? Oh, not. I've just done Nodosaurus, so I think I'm over halfway now.
So your control is your HP, your normal is your MP.
Gambia River Basin and Lithobates.
Your C7, I forget what that is. C7.
Make sure I stick it in the right enclosure.
AoE version of your 5. That's your blood weapon stuff. Your 8 allows you to.
What shall we use for the decorative tunnel for this area? Since we used the sails here, we've used the trees here, we've used the pillars here. Obviously we can put in the fountains here. Thinking maybe... maybe those raised... decorative tree sections, I don't know. I should think about that. I need to put in... I've just realised I need to remove one of these. Dinosaurs are coming along, that's good. This tree needs to go. You've been playing the game so long you just sort of memorised all skins. No, I've just got... I'm making a skin database. I've got screenshots literally of every skin combination for every animal up to N. No worries, Nerd Guy. How are you doing? Nerd Guy Productions is the fellow who is doing the retrospective review of the Jurassic World films with me. If folks haven't already seen the one we did the last time. He also has a YouTube channel of his own where he looks at various films and TV shows. And has played quite a few games as well. So do go check him out. Okay, let's put you in.
I did say I just finished cooking.
About there. And you in about there.
You just died.
Nice.
You know that.
You should all subscribe so I can make it my career. Exactly. Everyone should subscribe to everybody. All us little channels. This is the time travel park. Nerd guy. So at this end, you're at the beginning of sort of the earliest era creatures of the game, and as you go along, the creatures get gradually later and later until you get to the end of the dinosaur's reign, which will be all the way up here. And we're going to have 2 lines running side by side. So here, our Acrocanthosauruses are all in the park, I think, now. Oh, are they going to do a social? That's a screenshot, I think. Right there. I like the way that the purple one in the background just looks kind of stoned. He's just like, "What? You smell nice." That's quite a good shot. I like that one. Where's our other acro? There should be 3 in here. Oh, there's the other one. He's got a bit. He's a bit scarred up, but that's fine. What are the rest of our? We'll look at the rest of our animals towards the end. Actually, should we name our Acrocanthosaurus since we've only got 3? I think we could do with naming them. Give me some names for our acros, folks. Benches. What? Schneider. I like Schneider. Schneider. So one is called Schneider. Okay, one named Fat Man. Fat Man.
Just go to the very end. Don't worry about it, just check. Just talk to the short
Benches. I'm not naming acro benches. Saw. Another bomb true. I mean, this one is purple, so I think it's only fitting we actually call him Thanos. There we go. Schneider, Thanos, and Fat Man. I think that suits. We'll save any other nuclear bomb names for other carnivores. Maybe the Suchomimus we're going to be putting in here.
Where was it?
Right, so I need to think about the trees and stuff I'm putting in here. So again, let's start with the tropical trees.
5 is also a single target. Basically, I set everything up so that everything that was on your 1 bar was a single target, everything that was on your 2 bar was a multi-target, and everything that was on your 3 bar was a tank split.
This one's be quite heavy. Okay. This is going to be quite a strange enclosure when it's done. But I like trying out new things. Okie dokie, that goes in there. This area we will leave a little bit more empty. That's fine. Let's go. Kind of quite want to have some, just a few different coloured trees there. Just because I'm tired of green. 1, 2, 2. Let's do 2 and 2.
No, I just asked you. Why sign myself up for this?
2 and 2.
I don't know.
One of you there. Let's put one of you there. One of you there. One of you there. Let's do 1, 2. 1, 2. The mad Titan himself, good name. Was he mad? Well, I suppose he was mad in a way. He had a mad way of going, of sorting out a problem. That's for sure. This one needs to be shrunk down. There we go. Shrink you down. There we go. And you. Nice. And you as well. Good. You need to be shrunk. As do you.
Sorry?
That's the only other name he's known by, the Mad Titan. Huh.
You need to, otherwise, just do 1, 2, 3. It's your basic attack.
Kind of could be the title for a movie in itself, the Mad Titan. There we go, it's coming together.
I think so.
Arc is €10 on Switch. Well, that's probably because Arc 2 is coming out soon. I see you're placing the best palm tree. Which one is the best palm tree according to you as Dark Day? Cactus. No, let's do these bushes.
You are streaming.
Okay.
Keep his hand cap is on.
Okay. 1, 2.
So you see you're doing great.
1, 2. 1, 2.
How we going to
1 and 2. A few there as well.
I don't have it.
Rank the placeable trees. I would have to be very low on content to start ranking the placeable trees. That would be a sign of desperate times, that's for sure.
So I need you to go to enter. So press skip. Is that even what I want? Oh wait, no, it's...
Shrink you down, create a couple of bushes on this ridge. Nice. Move you closer together. Yes. What do we think? Do we think that's enough vegetation? You know, obviously it's supposed to be a desert, so I don't want to Don't want to have too much. What else can we use for decoration in here? Well, actually, maybe we could have some logs. Some dead trees. That's... Let's have you, like, down there. Let's grab you and shrink you down a bit. Good. Have you, like, sort of there. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Fletcher, you know the hybrid event on Discord. Do you think you'll compete in it? No, because I can't draw. I am really bad at drawing. In fact, when I did my own hybrid video on the channel, I got Neron, who is another one of the Evo moderators, to draw the hybrids for me that I came up with. So I came up with the idea and he drew them for me because I'm just not very good at drawing. Nerd Guy Productions does a lot of drawing. He is also an artist. But he doesn't draw dinosaurs very often. In fact, the thumbnail that he did for our retrospective of Jurassic World was the first time he had drawn a dinosaur. And it turned out rather well, I have to say. I'm just gonna stick a few more. No, I think that looks good for the Suchomimus exhibit. I kind of like the idea that this is maybe like a volcanic spring or something. Because it has that kind of patterning to it as well.
Is that blackest night that they just actually used? I don't know. Okay. Well.
But yeah, I can recreate one sort of rigs as this, but I don't know how much about dinosaurs to create a new hybrid. Yeah. But I really like the Indominus Rex picture that Nerd Guy drew. So hopefully we'll get another one drawn for the Fallen Kingdom retrospective. Right, Suchomimus. Again, Suchomimus has so many really good skins. Let's have a look. Suchomimus. I want something that's going to match that sort of volcanic spring-esque environment that we've got. Red and black leopard striping. That sounds quite good, actually. Svalbard and Ra. Let's have one of him. Again, I think we'll go with in this sort of space we'll go with 3, I think. Again. Says 1. Gambia with lithobates. Says bias. Let's have a look. Gambia, so that would be deep red and cream and red striping. Yeah, okay. So Gambia River Basin and lithobates.
You know that thing that was floating around? I know. So you know that little thing that was floating around beforehand? Hit the directory on it. I want to see what your thing looks like. Yeah.
And let's see, let's go with
this is what mine looks like.
sandy grey, blue-black stripes. Which Killian Mountains, Killian Mountains, and Pelophylax for the last one. Something that's quite distinct coloration-wise.
Yeah, tanks very rarely use it. It's why I
So
like,
modify Killian Mountains and Pelophylax.
it's also why I use this one, because I've never used it as my healer before. Right click the stuff at the top. Well, first of all, move back slightly.
There we go, lovely.
Move back to the dummy.
I'm going to stick in
dummy.
our fake gate
Reset strike dummy empty.
over here.
Yeah.
Thusly.
There you go.
Oh, we've got a random tree growing through the monorail. Let's get rid of that. Lovely. Are you Acrocanthosaurus being... Oh, the Suchomimus are fighting.
Is the raid killer, because it is the brightest one. It blinds people so they can't tell where mechanics are.
Okay, so we'll call this one Tsar. This one Leroy. And this one Titan. So they're all named after nuclear weapons. There we go. Ooh, I really do like that one. I need to use that pattern more often. Like it.
I don't like it.
Lovely. Our Suchomimus, Volcanic Spring, and Acrocanthosaurus Redwood Enclosure built. What time is it? 22:31. Let's do the decorative work over here so we don't... So how many? 1, 2? 2 of these. Let's bring them up.
So that'll be your two AoE skills. I can combine.
Raise this one up. Oh, that's actually way too high.
That's ninjas.
That's better.
And as you said, saw before. Yes.
And then what shall we do for the decorative tunnel effect? I was going to use these, wasn't I? Maybe have them over the line?
It's just fun to play around with.
What would that look like?
Yeah, Unleash, that is your.
So that's...
So it'd be 8, 9. So you get. And then 9. That's your combo.
I think that would look quite interesting.
Which is your.
Actually, like hide the monorail track all the way along.
Suppress it. Extra button.
How tall can we mount them? So that's about as high as we can get away with.
Yep, it hits a target.
Is that
far
going to
away and
obstruct?
drains their HP. It gives you some healing.
I don't think that's going to obstruct the monorail, but I kind of need the monorail to come back to find
So
out.
it's the, yeah, it's the AoE.
Let's have a look. monorail is on its way.
But it's damage over time.
I think we've got a tree growing through the monorail track. Yeah, that looks alright. Okay, we'll use these. So, how... about there? No, that was too high. That's about correct. No. Too low. Aye, that'll do. What are you doing there? I'm watching you, Acro. Oh, that was way off.
Don't mind me.
Yeah, and do something like that all the way along. Need quite a few of them though. Or at least, well, up to there. And then carry it on from there to there. Yeah, why not? You're all quiet today in chat. Oh, rank the main attraction types from JWE.
Never admit that you know what
2.
you're doing. Let's let people look to you for answers. Never admit that you know what you're doing because let people look to you for answers.
Okay. Well, I think the viewing tower is actually, in my opinion, the worst in terms of design. The viewing tower for me doesn't work the way it should. Like, it has glass windows both at the back and at the front, but you only get viewing from the front, which to me is just kind of a waste. That...
Okay.
that would spoil... that spoils that. Oops. So,
Don't worry, I'm not.
let's... I think the gyrosphere is... not necessarily the most realistic, but I think it makes the most sense if you're thinking about having a method of accessing a dinosaur enclosure. It makes the most sense to me to have like a perspex, you know, bulletproof hamster ball essentially, which is gonna resist biting and resist smashing and stuff a lot more than, say, an open-topped truck would.
I think you meant to do that before I leave.
Is that clipping into anything?
Yep.
Oh, it is. Okay, so we're going to need to move them away from
Press leave.
the edge of the track slightly, but that's fine. The Indo smashed the gyrosphere. True, but I think... I think in that case we have to kind of accept that it did that for film reason, rather than, you know, saying that the gyrospheres can generally be broken by any dinosaur.
They go to dungeons.
I think the Indo breaking the gyrosphere is used as a way of showing the audience how powerful it is, as opposed to it being, you know, the gyrosphere itself that's weak. The gyrosphere itself, in terms of design, is actually a very effective bite-proof design. So. Excellent. There's our tube. I think that looks quite nice.
I'm going to say, remember, you have the defeat bosses too. Maybe like double doubles should be fine.
Something to match how, just to you know, from the top, kind of covers up that monorail track. What time is it? 22:40. I really do like how this has turned out. I think this one is my favorite. This has also turned out very, very nicely too. I think this looks quite cool. Excellent. I think I might get started on what's down here in the last 20 minutes. Let's get started on the lagoon area. We have it go out 3. One, 3. Whoops, that's not straight. And then 1 and 2. Yeah, that looks alright. Didn't do the same here, so up a whole 1, and then 1 and 2, and up a whole 1, 1 and 2. Brilliant. Then maybe have it curve. So matching. Shall we see if I can get something that looks identical to it on the other side? That's pretty bloody close. So 1 and 2. 1 and so 2. This one, I think we can. Whoops. That one needs to be shifted slightly. Yeah, mods really do. I mean, it's, to me, it's the one reason why you should always game on a PC. Modding really does sort of. It breathes new life into old games. And it's keeping some games which are very, very old indeed, still very much going. Plus, mods can radically change how your gaming experience can be. Especially mods for Fallout 4 and Skyrim that sort of add survival mechanics and stuff. They can be responsible for adding considerable challenge to your playthrough, which can kind of, you know, make the game feel fresh for you again. Not to mention that there are lots of modders these days who do their unofficial patches for games, fixing, you know, those game-breaking bugs that just never got fixed, so that we can have, as a community, a far better experience. And when you think that most game companies now are not fixing their games, you know, that games are being launched in really shoddy states, and there's no guarantee they'll fix the problems with them. I think, you know, modders need to be respected for the fact that they fix a lot of these problems. Okay, so I think we would then put in lagoon sections, sort of like this. So have like a lagoon section, maybe in the middle, and then have the path going around the outside. And then have them getting, I don't know, probably have them getting gradually longer as we go along, or have them even getting gradually larger, because we've got all this background space here we can expand into. And maybe we could have them starting small at this end and getting bigger and bigger. After this stream, you're one of my favorite JWE content creators. What? I don't really consider myself a JWE content creator, because that wasn't the point of the channel. The point of Triclaw Gaming is me, Dane, and other people to play games, any sorts of games. It's why I play War Thunder. It's why I play Jedi Survive. It's why I played Jedi Fallen Order. It's why I play Subnautica sometimes. It's why I do... I don't want to label myself as just a JWE content creator. It's certainly obviously the biggest, you know, I do most of my videos on it, but that's only because at the moment making War Thunder videos is quite a lot of work. But it's something I do want to do more of. I want to make more War Thunder videos. I just haven't found the particular type of video that people want to watch for War Thunder. Like doing like battle commentary didn't really work, and doing like historical studies on the War Thunder vehicles didn't work. Maybe something like just doing like getting the clips of like funny moments or best moments from lots of matches would work. I don't know. I need to think about it. But yeah, JWE is definitely my number one, and it will be so for a while yet. That's for sure. At some point, I do need to try to get back into Prehistoric Kingdom. It's just... that is such a lot of work. Nerd Guy Productions knows he's he's a big fan of roller coasters, so obviously Planet Coastal is his kind of game, but even he is like making stuff in them is quite a challenge after a while. Yeah, something like that, and then it need to be a bit wider though, I think. But I'm glad people like my content. That's obviously the most important part of content creating, is to know that people enjoy the stuff I'm making. Oh dear, that didn't work. It's mostly the engine limitations in Planet Coaster. Yeah, it is a problem with all of these park builder games, is that they're just not very... It seems like they're never very well optimized. So the minute you end up with any sort of large-ish park, they just lose the frame rates so fast. You kind of like have to have a computer the size of the Enterprise, and even then you'll still experience lag, because a lot of games don't utilize the power of a computer effectively. So there we go, something like that I think would work for each sort of lagoon. Maybe have the lighter path color around the edges, so that we have some... Because this area is quite dark just because of the really tall areas surrounding it, so I think if we use lighter path colors... Yeah, and we would basically then do the same over here and have it continue outwards. A super PC would still have issues once you pass the threshold for the amount of objects. Yeah, exactly. Ah, of course we need to have... Just made a critical error. I've just realized, like, oh, I've not got a viewing gallery or anything. Should we make this one like a viewing dome? Let's make this one a dome. Nice. And we'll put the tunnel sort of... Where should we put the tunnel? Wrong one. Wrong one. We'll stick to that. We could have like the tunnel there for this one, or here. Maybe have it in the mountain. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad. It is. This park is very much only possible with mods. But, you know, that being said, the utilization of the monorail here, this is a glitch that anyone can do with their game. And even though it might not be as easy with the normal decorative pieces, I think I've demonstrated some useful ways of using decorative pieces to spruce up your... That's quite a... Oh, let's see if we can get the mountain in the background. That's quite a nice screenshot, I think. You gotta take your chances to get nice screenshots when you can in this game. If you want thumbnails. Oh, you got some quite nice mountains back there. The thumbnails. It's the number one thing that probably takes the most time for a stream is designing the thumbnail for it. Like, even though I have a program to make mine for me called Canva, it's an online website tool. Like, making good looking thumbnails is really difficult sometimes. It's the image, because you want the image to be something that makes people click on it, but at the same time, it's got to, you know, if you want to avoid being accused of clickbaiting, it's got to be something that for me links to the stream. So I think though this has come along very well. Might be worth having a few more dinosaurs in this one. It's a little empty. My arts teacher gave homework with Canva. Really? That's unique. Now little Dimetrodons here. Barely sticking up above the bushes. Obviously the whole entrance area needs to be designed at some point. I am really happy with how this one turned out. I think this is my favourite one of the enclosures so far, and I really like the gorge one. I think this looks very nice, but I really do like the volcanic sort of spring effect this has ended up like. Oh, they're doing their social. Oh. Titan and little boy are lovers. I do like this little snowy mountain I've got in the back of this enclosure as well. Like, there's the big one, there's the little one. It suits. So yeah, I think the park is coming along nicely. A mock little waterfall there. And every good garden needs a water feature, obviously. So there's lots, so much more still to do. We've got 2 complete enclosures to do. Middle Cretaceous and Late Cretaceous. And then we have Triassic, Early Jurassic, Late Jurassic, Mid Cretaceous, Late Cretaceous, Hybrid. And then we obviously have our 1, 2, 3, 6 lagoons to do. as well. So yeah, lots of work still to be done. I might try and get some done off screen for next week, so when we get going, we can sort of go straight in with picking dinosaurs for these two enclosures. I might try and get them done off screen. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm going to probably head off now since it is 11 o'clock here in the UK. Next week, I will desperately try to get the Fallen Kingdom video done. But there is still a lot of work to do on it, so it might not be done in time. So if not, Wednesday we'll do another stream. And we'll try and get some War Thunder actually done next week. If the video isn't ready, but I'm going to try and desperately get it finished for everyone, because otherwise it's going to drag on. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. Nerd Guy has been here, Bias Studio has been here for the whole thing, Commander Cody, As Dark Day, Jacob, Glitzbog, Ecats was here, Rory was here, Barger was here. I think that's everyone who did say something in chat. So thank you everyone for tuning in. If you're watching this after the fact, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe for more from all of us at Tragful Gaming. And until next time, stay safe and good night.